Hello, my name is LeQuotidien here, and welcome back to my channel. I'm a creative being and I take you along onto my art journey. And before I completely disappear because I am in the middle of my convention preparations for LuxCon, I wanted to film a last video for my gallery art because I'm participating at a gallery called Beyond My Eyes, and this will be the third video about this and it will be the end of it, just to finish it off for this year and share my last few thoughts about it. If you didn't see any of my other videos about this gallery, this is the third video. In my first video I was already talking a bit about it, I was getting started about the project. In my second one I mostly showed you the complete process about me curating these 6 artworks, and in this one I will just talk about how it all came together now, how the opening night was of this gallery, and just my last few thoughts about it. The gallery is taking place in Luxembourg City, in Rotonde, which is right away next to the main station in the city, so it's very easy to find, very accessible. And this gallery is about 26 artists that work in duos, so we have 13 duos that work together, each one on their art and having some kind of discussion through their art, and everything is about the topic identity, and this year's edition also about time. How does time have an impact on identity? We had a big variety of artists. They used different kinds of techniques and point of views, different ideas, and also we had many artists of different ages, which is the main goal of this gallery, because every duo consists out of a more experienced artist and a younger artist, and it's to show how different people have different point of views onto their identity and identity overall, but also to have like different point of views from older and younger generations. The opening night was on the 22nd of March and I was very nervous. It was the second time that I took part in an opening ceremony for a gallery, and the first time was also for this gallery, which was already happening 2 years ago. This year it's the second edition, and we changed location and we did so much more advertising and were much more vocal about it, while also many people were there, which was very exciting. I'm very happy that there were as many people as there were. If I'm not mistaken, I think there were 600 people that night, and that's amazing for the gallery. There were so many people there that even the Minister of Culture was there, and I wasn't prepared for that. I had no idea he would come, and in the first place I'm very lost with important people in a political and a cultural way, and so it was very funny to talk to that man, because I at first had no idea who he was, but it was very funny. And then afterwards I asked who it was, and my former art teacher was very amazed by it. Overall the night went very well. There were many people, we had some snacks, people were also like, it was so interesting to see people look at my art and see the difference of an art gallery and a convention, because for convention a big amount of people come there, they pass by, they look at your art, but they don't specifically come by to look at your art only because it's you. They just pass by, see it, and if they like something they buy it. And many people don't even see all of your things, and it's not a big deal, you know. But the kind of attention you get at a convention is not as point on and much more laid back and not as tense, I feel. I hope that makes in some way sense. But the gallery, because there were only 26 artists and around 600 people came to look at the art pieces of these 26 artists, like, people were much more actively looking at your art, they were looking at the detail, they could also step closer and really like take their time to look at it. So I felt it was much more intense, and for some time I was also standing next to my artworks and looked at people reacting to my art, and it was very interesting for me to see. And whenever they looked at me and saw that I was the artist, because each one of us had a little badge with our name on, so now I have a badge with LeQuotidien on, which is very sweet and I love it. And But once people noticed that you were the artist, they would also come to you and ask questions, and it was very exciting because you don't necessarily have such talks at conventions. It's more about, oh, I love that character, because either you have many of your own characters or fan art characters displayed, or like fun little joking things, or like very light-hearted things often. I have some prints of my canvases, like I have my King in Yellow, or like my very big butterfly canvases, which I created back then for the first edition of this gallery, and I created prints out of them. So I have these, but deeper talks don't necessarily occur at conventions. So I was just very amazed to have these and to talk about identity with people, and people also pointing out things they liked, or like telling me what their favorite shoe was. And it was just very amazing, and it's a very different side within art. It's very different from conventions. It was just amazing that I had a chance to be there and also have these talks and this experience and just be part of it. Like, I love my conventions. I enjoy going to conventions and meet people there, but I also enjoy going to galleries. And so far this was my third one, and I really hope that I can take part at another gallery and also at this gallery again. Like, I really hope that I can just again work with all these lovely people again, especially with my partner. She is such a sweet being. I really love to work with her because we are both a bit of a mess. We don't communicate much, but we start like receiving the topic of the gallery, thinking about it, collecting ideas on our Pinterest boards and in general, and I schedule also things down, and then just we once talk, exchange these ideas, see what we have in common, see what we can work with, somewhere meet on the same spot, and then from there on each one just goes onto their art journey, creating something and having some kind of a communication throughout the art, but not throughout the process of creating it. Like, we just do our thing, and then at the end it just somehow makes sense, and we are very relaxed about it, and we don't pressure it. None of us is like pushing the other one or like telling them what to do. We are very open-minded. We give the other person a lot of space, and I just love that. Like, give me some ideas, give me a base, and from there on I just work and create something. And working with her is just amazing, and I love it, and in general she is just wonderful. I worked with her for the last edition, I work now with her for this edition, and I really hope that I can work again with her for the next edition, because it would be just so amazing. We all just understand each other. Like, we have the same, let's say it, imperfections in art, because we are not the kind of artists that go into this everything has to be very systematic, very well designed, very pretty, very clean and neat. No, we are just like, we go with the flow, we create, we just try to make it work, and eventually it will work. The result is amazing, but the way to get there is sometimes very like awkward and messy and what the fuck. But I'm a messy artist. I keep repeating this on this channel. I'm a messy person, I'm a messy artist. I don't do pretty in the common sense. I just do make it or break it. Break it or make it. What's first? I have no idea, but something like that, you understand. Something that was also very amazing for me, we did so much advertisement that we even had like 2 interviews, if I'm not mistaken. We had one interview with RTL, which is our local TV channel. Yes, Luxembourg has one TV channel at least, if I remember that right. I don't watch it. I cannot stand watching or listening to Luxembourgish media. It's very weird for me. Some of the artists had an interview with them, and it was very interesting. I now watch it also. You can find it online. I will also link it down if you want to see it. Then again, if you don't understand Luxembourgish, it can be a bit hard, but maybe I have a few Luxembourgish viewers, so if you want to check it out, it's down in my description. And then I personally also had an interview with a journal like LeQuotidien. I have no idea if you only find it in Luxembourg as well, but I gave an interview to that very lovely journalist. It was very fun to talk with, and it's in French. So if you can speak French, understand French, you can go read it. or you can just throw it through DeepL and translate it into English. I assume that would work, but I will also have that link down in my description if you want to check it out. And it was just amazing to have an interview with like a journalist and really him standing there with like his recording device, because I have no idea how he recorded, but he was recording the interview, and it was just like this very light-hearted talk about art and him asking questions and just explaining also everything, and it was just amazing. And I never got interviewed on such a scale. Like, I felt important and appreciated, and it's just like, it's such a great experience. I don't know, I just love that in art you can go into so many directions and gather so many experiences, and you don't have to limit yourself to a niche, to a corner, to some kind of art. You can just go abroad. And that's why I'm also very thankful for myself and glad that I dig into different directions in art and also in styles, because I draw realistic, I draw cartoony, I just draw what I enjoy, and there are no limits in art, and I really love that. Also, I draw digitally and traditionally. Like, there's so many fun mediums you can work with. Also, if I have a very clear idea of something and I know I have to execute it traditionally, I will go draw traditionally. And there are some ideas that I can only execute digitally, because I just have a very clear idea of what I want and how the style should look at the end. So I just love to be so fluid in that regard, if it makes sense, and just adjust to my ideas, and that I'm also capable of executing them. Yes, I'm recording this video today on the 9th, and this is the last week of the gallery, so I also try to get it out today so that you have this little conclusion and that you still have time to go check out the gallery in person if you would want to. For the future, as I said, I would really love to take part in this gallery again, because it's just such a lovely atmosphere, and I'm very excited to see how this community of artists is growing and what the future plans are for this collective, for this group of people. And for the rest, I also took pictures of my shoes, of my artwork, and I'm currently working on them. I'm having them digitally now on my PC, and I want to create stickers out of them, because I thought stickers would suit so well with them. Just as how I mentioned already, transformed my last artwork into prints. But that was it. I hope I got all the information in now. I hope I didn't forget anything. If you want to know more about my work I did for that gallery, check out my previous videos. And for the rest, go check out the gallery in person if you can, if you're not living too far away. And then we will see us in the next video, which will be about LuxCon. So I will, after editing this video, go straight back to work about preparing everything. And oh man, this will be a lot of work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any feedback or questions, please leave them down in the comments. And for the rest, I wish you a good day or night wherever you are. Bye!